No.
Yeah, true. Because it was the only available place as a safe haven for Muslims.
So they went to a Christian land. So I use that as the example right away. If a Christian land is safer than where you are, then this is not wrong to do it.
What are the measures of safety?
Well, that is be up to your scholars in your area to define it. I don't try to do that. But if you find yourself in an unbearable condition, then Allah makes a way for you to go to a bearable condition. This is in Islam. We should do that.
But just for simple economical reason, just leaving...
I'm not going to say, because some people... Another point about Islam is that economics is part of our deen. And if somebody needs to do something for money to have a better life for their family, I have no problem with this, because Islam is not telling me to live like a monk in the desert and eat locusts.
That's right. That's right. That's right. But people who are looking forward to have a better living conditions, like, they're practicing here or in Muslim
I go back to this that I read in the fiqh of the zakat. In the fiqh of the zakat, it was telling us that we could use zakat to help the poor of our own family, the poor in the streets, and it was going on and on. But then I came to a chapter being able to actually give zakat to people who had money, but they weren't Muslims.
مؤلفة قلوبهم.
And it does what? To soften their hearts to come to Islam. So I started thinking, I said, well, what if I have a Muslim who is going to leave Islam if he stays in a Muslim country, but he'll stay in Islam if he goes to a non-Muslim country? So it isn't right for me to say, no, just a flat across.
We cannot generalize.
I can't do that.
That is the bottom line.
Every single person is different. And in a general thing, I would say Muslims need to stay together. But in the case where you're finding something so difficult, especially with some groups today who are forcing people to do this or do that, and I would tell you, if you're not comfortable, if you have a problem, talk to good scholars, balanced people, and if they advise you to do something, make istikhara. The istikhara will give us the solution. Istikhara is a salat we perform at any time. It doesn't have to be in the night. It can be at any time. And you're asking Allah to make that decision. If you trust Allah, you believe in Allah, and you ask Allah, then what comes to you will be the right answer.
جزاك الله خيرا. فيما يتعلق بسؤال أخونا الحبيب عن هجرة المسلمين من بلاد الإسلام إلى البلاد غير الإسلامية من أجل طلب الرزق إلى غير ذلك، الشيخ كان له تعليق لطيف جدا. قال لما أسلم الشيخ في بداية إسلامه كان محاط ببعض الإخوة الذين يأمرونه بالهجرة، لابد أن تهاجر من بلاد الكفر إلى بلاد الإسلام، لابد أن تخرج من هنا، لابد ويتلون عليه من الآيات والأحاديث ما يحض على الهجرة. فقال ولكني تفكرت لبرهة ورأيت أن من يحضني على الهجرة هم مسلمون ولدوا في الإسلام وهاجروا بلاد الإسلام وجاءوا هنا، فهم يأمرونني بالهجرة من بلد الذي ولدت فيه وهم مقيمون هناك واستمتعون بالعيش هناك. فقال هذا سلوك لم يكن منضبطا. فيما يتعلق بالسؤال الآن في حكم هجرة المسلمين من بلاد الإسلام إلى بلاد غير الإسلامية من أجل طلب العيش، قال هذه المسألة لا يمكن أن ينص فيها على حكم عام يطبق على سائر الناس، لكن هناك أحوال مختلفة وأنا أتفق معه في ذلك. فقال لابد لكل إنسان أن يسرد حالته على شيخ متفقه أو واحد من الأئمة، لأن هناك أناس مضطهدون في بلادهم أو هناك أناس ضاقت بهم أرزاقهم ولا يكادون يجدون قوت يومهم، أو هناك أحوال خاصة تدفع البعض للهجرة، فلا يمكن تعميم حكم معين، ولكن كل إنسان يرجع إلى شيخه وأيضا يستخير الله عز وجل قبل أن يتخذ قرارا بهذا الشأن. أم خالد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته، ونأسف لطول الانتظار. تفضلي.
السلام عليكم يا دكتور صلاح.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا
مرحبا
وسهلا
بحضرتك.
بارك الله فيك.
وبارك الله فيك وفي برنامجك الجميل.
جزاكم الله خيرا.
بسم الله ما شاء الله.
الله يتقبل منا ومنكم.
أنا سعيدة جدا اللي يعني في حلقة مترجمة بالإنجليزي على قناة الرحمة، وربنا يقدرك على فعل الخير بإذن الله.
وانتظروا إن شاء الله اللغة الفرنسية أيضا
بإذن الله. Welcome Mr. Yusuf Estes.
Thank you so much.
Welcome second time to come in Rahma channel.
Oh, I love being on this channel, and I love all of the viewers' input. We love that.
صلاح أنا عايزة أسأله سؤال.
تفضلي.
هل من أسرته طبعا أسرته كبيرة برغم يعني علشانه كان قسيس وكده.
نعم.
أسلم والده وأسلمت زوجته وابنتاه.
نعم.
وهل مزيد من أسرته أسلم بعد إسلامه أم لا؟
طيب، جزاك الله
السلام
خير.
عليكم
وعليكم
ورحمة
السلام
الله
ورحمة
وبركاته.
الله وبركاته. أم عبد الرحمن، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
تفضلي يا أختي.
كيف حالك يا دكتور محمد؟
أهلا وسهلا، الحمد لله.
حياكم الله وبياكم وجعل الجنة مثوانا ومثواكم بإذن الله تعالى.
آمين.
وبرحب بفضيلة الشيخ يوسف. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته يا شيخ يوسف.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الحمد لله على نعمة الإسلام والله، وكفى بها نعمة فعلا. الحمد لله على نعمة الهدى بعد الضلالة، وإن الدين عند الله الإسلام. مرحبا بك أخي الكريم في الدين الإسلامي الجميل، مرحبا بك في الدين الحق ودين الكرامة ودين العزة ودين الطهارة ودين الطمأنينة. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب. بدعو الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يثبتكم على الدين وعلى الحق، ويجعلنا وإياكم من أهل القرآن، اللهم أمين. وجزاكم الله خيرا. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم
السلام ورحمة الله. She said it all. MashaAllah.
Alhamdulillah. Muhammad's question, which I presented earlier concerning the misbehavior, the bad attitude of some Muslims who are unfortunately misrepresenting Islam and leading to big damage, while others are trying to construct, they do destroy.
I would like to go back a little bit to what I was saying earlier about those particular people who are shouting and hollering, make all the noise. They go in the streets with their posters and banners and down with the West and down with the kuffar and death to the infidels or whatever. Okay, these people obviously don't represent Islam, and they don't represent common sense. There are issues that are very serious that Muslims should demonstrate about, without a doubt, without a doubt. But it should be under the direction of a knowledgeable person who not only knows Islam, but knows the conditions of where you are and what would be the most effective, that would get results, not just to become famous for going out and saying stupid things, but to get positive results, whether it's dealing with governments, other groups, media. Whatever the problem is to have a constructive plan on how to solve the issues and cooperate together, because all of us have to share the planet. Make sense?
Yeah, it does, but I guess the sister was not really inquiring pertaining this issue, rather
But this is where it starts.
That's true, absolutely.
It starts.
Yeah.
Again, I want to go back a little bit because about the people making hijrah to different places. If Muhammad Abdurrahman had not come to the United States to seek work in business, because he only came for business. He said it himself. You heard him say it. He only came for business, not for dawah. Yet he found himself in a position to give dawah, and he knew how to talk to people. And through his business connections, he was able to help other people besides me to come into Islam and see the truth and beauty of this deen. Had he not done so, where would we be today? And the thousands upon thousands that we've been able to help get to Islam would never have happened had he not done that. So I encourage everybody to consider what is the most practical for their situation. Talking to scholars, you yourself have done the same thing. I know you. And I know you did the same thing before you ever came on television. You spoke to scholars and asked them, and they advised you what to do, what not to do. You made istikhara about it. And because you accepted the istikhara, look at you today. You've been able to influence many, many people with your work. And this is what I'm insisting upon for all the Muslims. Ask Allah. Now to come to this. I know that there are many people saying that Islam is not like this, Islam is not like that. Those few don't represent all the Muslims, and we blame it on the media. The real fact of the matter might be a little deeper than that. Each and every one of us is responsible in front of Allah for how we treat this deen. And because collectively the Muslims around the world are not really following true Islam according to the way they should, this is why we find the problem for all of us. So that's where it starts. The core of the matter is inside each of us. Unless and until we're willing to deal with that and correct that which is in us, we will not find a positive change around us. The evidence for this is in the Quran. When Allah tells us of the condition of Adam, Adam was in the best of condition. He created human beings in the best. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. ثُمَّ after Adam and Eve broke the law, which was don't eat the fruit. That's the only law. But they broke that law. And because of this, then they find Allah changed their condition because they changed themselves.
Sure.
And He will not change our condition back until we change ourselves.
جزاك الله خير. قبل أن أترجم معنا عدة